There you go. And now I can talk about this. Guess who? Look at that. There you go. Now I can't stop it. These guys went before I did, and they got this shot of the castle. And it's actually, I don't even remember seeing this on the website before, but it's quite amazing what they did, and I can tell you part of their story. However, I also went. So this video is dedicated to releasing that video. But I do want to let you know these guys got there first, and I'm talking a few months, like less than a year. They got there first, and they put it. And actually, the drone question. I got a drone in there, but the thing is that I didn't really get permission to use it, and it's very questionable. And these guys got a drone in there, and they show the castle right there. So I have to give them the proper. They got it, Atlantis together, and also we talked, and they would like to get the 4K version of my river video, my canals, but I showed it in my last live stream, and to be honest, that is also something that, here, let me get nobody? Okay, am I like private or something? This is the thing that always disturbs me. Okay, it says public. This is the video right here. It's monetized at this time, better be. And it's private, it's public, so why don't I have any visitors? It's 7:30 p.m. in California. I'm going to just go ahead and show the video. Before I do, I want to talk about the two places that I went to. One of them's here. Those guys call this Fortress 4. Now, Fortress 5 is right down here. It's a place that I've been talking about for years now, half a decade at least. And I lost it. Where did it go? So back up here. Wait, I lost everything. Wow, what happened? Okay, yeah, I know why I lost it, because I was 90 degrees. So if you go to the Eye of Africa, there's two, and with a major one, don't want to mention the name Jimmy too many times. However, there it is. Now the thing is this is on top of a little hill. And I can talk about that. I can talk about this hill because I drove on it. That was going to be tough. I wanted to go down there and drive through and get over here to the second destination. Well, guess what? And by the way, I should have mentioned names. I wanted to go here, and I did it, but I didn't go that way. Now, Atlantis together, there's Andros and Gregory, if I'm not mistaken. And Andros is the geologist and also the mapper. And Gregory was the one that contacted me a long time ago about this. And, he didn't have all this stuff up when I visited this website the first time. And I was in Taiwan stuck. 2 years ago, I was under COVID. Well, these guys went there, and they did it. And I totally recognize this. Look at that walk they're making right there. This is a very interesting place, and I can talk about it. I'm hoping for some chatters in there, and I'm not seeing any. I don't understand why not. Let's see if it's because I need to fast forward this thing. All right, and play it or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how this works, but let it play. Because I got bandwidth. I got 5G too. Now, I usually turn this just of the way it looks. But we have to talk about what these things are. And you just saw the castle. What's that? Oh, I just dropped. Uh-oh. Okay. No biggie. But I'm glad to be here. It's hot tonight. I'm running a Coleman lantern to warm this place up. And it's working. I guess I worked a good job when I redid the roof on this place. Because it's holding in the water. So far, so good on that. Although there was a final step I didn't do that I think will make sure the water doesn't come through. We'll see if it ever gets done. And as far as it being warm, oh my God, it's so different from the beginning of the winter when I barely even had the door on that had been, for some reason, removed of this place. I'll do a video presentation of it someday. But right now, I promise you videos of this place. Okay, so I guess I don't have any chatters. I guess I better go to the video. Let's get started. I just want to get this out and make it done. Let me see. Is everything running? It says streaming. It says everything's happening. So let's do this thing. I guess if I wanted to, I could always check by moving this forward and seeing what image is showing up. So let's get started. I promised it. Now it's time. Did I promise? All right, that's done. I'll put that down here. And here is the ones that I prepared for this session. Okay, now the first one is going to be me actually going through the middle. And I think we can listen to the audio for that. Oh, no, that's not it. That's something different, right? Obviously, that's something completely different. I'll play that later. Now, let me make sure I have the videos lined up. What's this? 53, 55. Okay, so yeah, these are the Nikons, and the sound is always nasty on those. This is the one where I'm driving up. There I am. Center hill. I suspect we're going to see the people who live in the middle just over this hill. Okay, so I just want to stop it for a second and mention what you see here. You see those tracks, and you see that they've gone through this bed of this layer. And by the way, I'm not saying that the rock stops underneath. No, I believe that the rock continues. Like, you can't dig that stuff with a shovel. It's just not going to happen. You could use maybe a special tractor that would cut through. But you're talking about layers and layers of hard rock. Okay, now that's the material that I call the mountain top stuff. Okay, I just made that up. So if you want to know like why we're not turning right or left, is because there was a major layer of this crustal, definitely lava, definitely igneous. Now I don't want to say lava, I want to say igneous. Okay, I still want to go back and see if we have anybody at all. And I can't believe nobody's here. When did I do the last one? I did the last one at the same time. The reason why is because I just need interaction and know that people are actually hearing me. I think I'm going to close this one. Right? And then this one, of course, I will never close it. But what I want to say is these guys got all of the structures. So let's open this up here. I don't know. Give myself a thumbs up, maybe? Okay, well, we see it's working, right? So we're good to go there. So let me go back to the video I was showing you, and let's keep going. Just want to mention we're in the final island here. Okay, this was, if you need to know the date, I don't know what day it was. See, I think it was the weekday. I think it was a Wednesday or Thursday. What's that? Okay, so that's bird stuff on my wind. By the way, you can't see that jiggle. It's just a question. I'm adding this jiggle, wondering if you can see that. Probably, I don't know. But you can see, let's take a look at what you can see, just to make sure. I mean, obviously it's full screen, display capture. All right, well, hopefully we'll have some visitors soon, but I'm going to still keep going with this video of the two structures that I previously said I needed money to show, because I'm that person. Okay, I don't know what that little artifact is over there. But as you can see, there's the ocean. No, I'm just kidding. That's the hill that's going to expose, I thought, but not quite. Let's see. It's going to be impossible to ever stay there. We'll get on the other side. I believe the hill's way over there. That's the actual center. Yeah. And we're going to see some houses, some tents pretty soon. Keep going in the middle. We're in Mars again. Okay, so now, honestly, I don't even know if he caught my direction right there. I was talking to the driver, and I just want to say that by the way, I'm cleaning up while letting that play for you. Obviously, the question is whether or not I could speak his language, and the answer is I could not. I could not speak Arabic, which would have been the best choice, although it is a Mauritanian Arabic as opposed to classic Arabic. But look at that layer right there. Now that's what I call the rocky mountaintop, or the rocky layer. Let's call it the rocky layer. And what I'm saying is you can't really drive across that very quickly or easily. It's just not that easy. So we're looking at still not reaching the center yet, but what I do want to say is it's sort of like that weird thing in the Egyptian museum that it looks like a wheel, that center right there, the way it's curved right there. I just want to say that one thing. Every time I see this, I know where I am. I know that it's kind of like this top of the. It's very symmetrical, kind of in a three-directional way, or a tri-directional symmetricity. I don't know how to describe that. Trimetricity, trimetric. I don't know. But it's just a very interesting structure here. And I think the tents are kind of really in the middle. But then they always say, if you look at Google Earth, where the center is up on top of that mountain. All right, let's see. Where are we? Anybody chatting? Nobody? It's hard to believe. Hard to believe. But I have 2 thumbs up, so must have been somebody. It says 1 watching now. Started streaming less than a minute ago. Maybe I should Okay, let's do this. Just give it a nudge. Let's give it a nudge. Okay, it's 12 minutes ago. Still nobody else. That's all right. I can operate alone. I'm showing you these videos, but I did want everybody to see my video of the actual thing. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go to the center, but we're not going to stop, because I didn't care about the center. This road's pretty cut and dry. I believe that bump right up there, that's the middle. So you see how it is? It's like there's that one bump here. You see kind of one here. I don't think that's really part of it. You see a higher bump here and that one that I just talked about. And they seem like they're symmetrically opposed, but there's like a thirds, not in halves. I don't know how to describe that. I think I forgot how to use my drone. So there you go. It's almost like it's a wave mountain, it's almost like what do you call it? A promontory in a way, like a promontory, but it's not a promontory because promontories are like the edges of mountains that are left over, from my understanding. And yes, they are. Then in that case, maybe promontories. But these promontories are kind of like that disc in Egypt in the museum, the one that's kind of out of its place. I think it looks like that disc, and either looks like the thing in a washing machine, not the standard different type of washing machine, but like basically something that would stir up laundry in a washing machine. And the other thing I thought was like a steering wheel, but it had that one part in the middle that was just unexplainable, and that's why I think it's like a gear, like it's a weighted gear, a weighted wheel to some machine. It's not like it's used by someone's hands. It was like weighted, and this was the weighted part. So it's kind of, I don't know how to describe this. Keep going. Now, I guess technically this same video is already uploaded, and I'll probably get into trouble with Google for... Actually, I couldn't because I've been stopping and starting it. But this is already up, and I could fast forward it. Let me do that a little bit. It's a little bit farther than I thought. I thought that... Okay, see? So there you see, if you look right here, you can see the buildings in the center. But according to Google Earth, the center is over here somewhere. But now, with this symmetrical profile we're seeing, it really shows that is the center in a way. That's more of the center than I thought. And people always ask, where's the hot water well and the cool water well they dug? No, I'm sorry, I take it back. Where's the salt water well and the freshwater well that they dug? And it's like, I have no idea. You got to call them up. The people that did that documentary 10 years ago. Now you'll see here that we really did not stop because I didn't want to bug people, and number two, I didn't want to get hit up for cash like they might have been selling stuff. And number 3, and I already saw this stuff they were selling at the side. I even stopped and gave them money, and they gave me stuff. I didn't choose anything. Whatever they just gave it to me. But here we are at the center, and we're just going to turn right and head towards the castle. Okay, so there's the trash can in the middle. And I guess there's a building here, but these are more or less tents over there. And they kind of created a C structure, and I think I see a goat. We just passed, if we want to go back just a little bit, we just passed these things right here on the right. Mounds, okay? Now, I have to be honest, I'd say a mound like that looks like it's where they bury their dead. I don't think they would probably do that right there, so maybe somebody else did it, or... but it's probably where somebody said, hey, Aunt Betty died, and let's take her up to the top of the mountain and bury her. She was a good old gal. And so they can't dig down, right? I mean, they can a little bit, I'm sure, but and for Aunt Betty, she may have been a big old gal, and so therefore you'd want to kind of go down, but you're not getting 6 feet. You're not going 6 feet under here. And so in that case, you're going to, and here you see that sand on top of this place. Let's go back a little farther, but you can see the sand on it. Oh, I can't stop it. So that's gone, and here's some more right there. That's like a little wall, right? We can call that a fortress because that's exactly how the fortresses are built. I'll show you momentarily. And since this is the center, I'm not surprised that some type of activity was there by any military that did these other fortresses, or whatever the purpose of the fortresses were. As far as I can tell, they were for shooting. And I'm sorry if that's a cliff. If I gave you if I gave you the last part of what I think, but these buildings are probably 1,000 years old, if not younger. Now, maybe if you dig deep down under them, because I showed, what did I show? Sorry, I showed yesterday the river. So that's different. This canals, not yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? Anyways, let's see what I say here at the end of this video, just so we have it on record.
Yeah, that's the center. Amazing.
Here we are. We should be happy here. Boom. Now I'm going to show them where the castle is, so I'm going to turn this off. Okay, now I have to be honest, I did not do a very good job of getting the castle. This is 53. I'm going to show you the next one, 54. 55, because 54 I deleted because it was just me lifting the camera up and then stopping the video. So I totally blew it. Let's go to the map. I want to show you what I blew. Okay, do we have anybody yet? I mean, really, honestly, is there anybody here yet? It's kind of funny. I'm kind of feeling weird that nobody's here. Shadow ban much? Oh, 2 watching now. Yay! 2 watching now. Thank you. And prove to me that there was a second one earlier and give me a 3rd thumbs up. Other than that, I'll show you the rest of this. Okay, let's put it here where the streaming is and the 2 is. Okay, this is what I want to show you. That is the second place that I went to. But let's just go from the beginning. Okay, if you want to go to this eye of Africa, you have a couple of choices. Right now, you have more. You can fly directly to a tar right there. I didn't do that. I went to Nouakchott. And I drove all the way here twice, and round trip twice, 4 times, back and forth. But you can fly directly to... Now, I don't have a problem with driving. I got to see this. You wouldn't have seen that. Mainly, it's a desert drive. It's kind of insane. And yeah, Nouakchott is quite kind of polluted when you get there, and kind of psychotic as well. So you have to keep that in mind. If you want to have a nice clear head, fly directly to a tar, and then once you get there, I can tell right off the bat, I stayed at Bab Sahara, B-A-B space Sahara, like as in the desert, and it was great, and the buildings he built were awesome, and I'm going to go back. So hopefully I can stay there again. I have one issue that might stop me from doing that, and that is something I didn't really want to get into here. There's the road, and that is a dirt road. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you have something called the Rocky Mountaintop. And as you see here, it looks like that. But I don't really want to tell you it's not. Yes, it is. It's very rocky. In fact, I think I can show you some of the videos that demonstrates how variated that rockiness is, where you go through one area, let's say this place, and you drive through and it's all one color, pink. The rocks sticking through the sand are all the same color. And then you get to another spot and they're all a different color, white or beige, and it's just random how different these little ecosystems of rocks are when you drive through here. Now, you don't really get to notice much. What I will tell you is you're in a tar, and a tar is already in the mountains. So you start to notice the mountains when you enter over here. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to say to you right now. I'm going to go to this topographical map because this actually taught me a lot. And I'll tell you what it taught me. It taught me, and I'm going to go back to Google Earth. I'm going to say, look, let's make sure we can see all the roads. We're going to go to all the layers right here, and we're going to put in everything. So now that we did that, where's the roads? Now, that's still 200 kilometers off the ground, right? Oh, no. Sorry. I should say the camera is 1,273 kilometers off the ground right there. So, yeah, maybe we can't see roads. Now you zoomed in, you can see the one road. And there's actually Nouakchott. It has, as you see, 1, 2, 3, 4 roads leaving it. But is that really true? Well, let's look at this topographical map. And note that you can see roads before the map pops into place. Now, that's Nouakchott, and you can kind of see the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 roads. They all have highway numbers. We can make that disappear by doing stuff like this. I don't know what's happening there. Okay, so there, you still don't really get it. You don't get the names. It reset. There were numbers here a minute ago. Okay, now when you leave Nouakchott, you're driving this way. You're driving almost northeast, not down, not south. That's going down here. And this is an area that I have never been. I want to go, but I just don't know how much time I have in life. I can't do everything in this first trip. Let's back right there and stop because you're moving around before it's adjusted. This, let me just read it to you. It's let me just go back to the top for the English name, topographic-map.com. Now this here shows en dot, and I always say it, but honestly I stopped saying it. Just say topographic-map.com, topographic-map.com. And the reason why have a new love for this is because of the roads that it shows. You have to check the layers. I've got OpenStreetMap chosen, and sometimes you want to get more of the satellite. You go to Esri imagery, but I don't. I want to keep the roads. And as you can see, Nouakchott is probably one of the lowest points in the country. I mean, that's the Senegal River. That's where the ancient Taman Reset came out. I don't know what this line is out here. It's kind of interesting, right? What is that? That's some kind of a land marker for 0 foot, maybe. Maybe that's exactly where you could be 0 foot. Like, that's exactly where the water touches. It's kind of hard to believe for me. All right. Thank you so much. I have a drone over there waiting for my next trip. Will I ever get to use it? I don't know. It actually failed on me, and I have the video to prove it. I don't want to show that video right now. Thank you for Pellicular Southern Grandma. Thank you so much, because now I know that I'm actually talking to people. Okay, I got to continue talking. I want to say Grandma. Sorry if that's not right. Maybe I should say peculiar. Sorry, not particular. Peculiar Southern. I kind of like saying the whole thing. Here we are in Nouakchott, and I had to take N1. See, now we see it here better in the Google Earth. N2 goes straight up to this place. Now, there's a train that people have been talking about, and that train goes up here, way up here, and the place to hang out here, Nawad Hibao, Boo, Ba, whatever. And it's apparently the second biggest city in the country. It's right by the edge of Sahara. In fact, The Western Sahara actually comes right down the middle of this. So if you go to the other side of this, you're looking for trouble. I mean, I don't think there's going to be landmines, but if there were landmines, this is the place, because you're literally on the border right there. There's no highway coming down there, but they claim it. And when we say who claims it, this is technically claimed by Morocco. Because honestly, the big war-torn stuff going off in the Western Sahara is out here someplace. I don't want to even get into that right now because I don't believe it. But if you look at Mauritania, you can see the eye. And I already talked about my trip to the parallel canals. So if I turn this a little bit so it's from the ocean like that, it kind of makes a little sense, right? It's almost not any different, but now we're almost just traveling west as opposed to traveling east as opposed to northeast. And one of the things that I can literally say I've seen from the road, and there's the road, if I zoom in, is this gap right here. Because I was looking for it, and I was like, well, I want to go visit, I want to drive down this way. And there are roads that way, and I could have done it. And the parallel canals are just right there. So when I was on the parallel canal, I could have gone to this so-called place, and there's this place. There's so many places. But, I mean, I'm honestly, what we're talking about is getting up here, and I was in a tar, which is over here. Where's the tar? I guess it's right there. And I visited the two things, but before I did that, I went straight to the canal, and I went right in the center of it. And I can't believe how close I was to that. And I can't believe how close to this cliff, which I really wanted to look over. I mean, can you imagine that view? Can you imagine? And this is only about a kilometer walk, and in my other video, I talked about that. So now I know better. Now I know that I will look for some small little roads that go to the cliff, and I will look over, and I hope I don't fall over. Because it's like literally 2,000 feet difference. We can see that here. We can see that here. We don't even have to zoom in and we can see it. That's yellow. That's here, 463. That's white. That's here. That's 2776. So it's literally 463. It's literally 225 feet higher. And I don't think that's half a mile. Now, it doesn't get as extreme right about there, but at the corner of the eye, it does. And I'm going to be talking about that because I have a picture of that right here. It's called El Gaioia. Gaioia is the next destination. Okay, that's all I got. All right, so let me get back to the video because I think you probably want to watch more of that. And where is that? That's right here. Let me get to it. Oh, did I close it? Where's that video? Okay, I guess I closed it, but what I'll do is I'll go to the next one. Did I close it? I closed it, yeah. Because I said the last thing I was going to say. Now, here we are finding the castle. And now I'm not in the truck. I am approaching the castle. Let's do it. Let's just get this done. I don't know if we're looking at the castle or not. It seems like it couldn't be the castle. Yeah. Look at this. This is it. This is the castle. You know what this means? You know what this means, right? This means Jimmy from Bright Inside owes me $1,000. This is it. It's good. This is the castle. It's just... Okay, so as I should say, and I just remembered I said that. So this was before I realized that Atlantis Together had done those 3D scans. And in my opinion, beat me. So he doesn't owe me $1,000. He owes those guys $1,000. And when I say that, he owes them a few $100s, to be honest, because I went back and listened to his statement, and it was not $1,000, which I thought I heard. It was just a few $100s, which in my opinion is kind of a raw deal, because I tell you what, it takes a little more than a few $100s to get those pictures. I don't believe that the locals know the castle is here. It's just too out of the way. You really have to know what you're looking at. People there don't see the satellite images, and people with the satellite images don't go there. So I'm rare. I'm a very rare. I'm a 1 in 7 billion. I'm 1 in 7 billion, okay? Of course, other people have done it, but if we have 7 billion people on this planet, I've not just looked at, okay, Have 1 million people been there? Maybe not. So I've not just looked at this on Google Earth, which is one part of the group, but I've also been there. So that makes me 1 in 7 billion of this planet, maybe 1 in 7.5 billion, because only a small handful of people have gazed upon this place in Google Earth, wondering what it looked like up close, and then actually gone there. Now, as you can see, we quickly see that it's a pile of rocks with no mortar. Now, the question I have is, if you were there when they built it, was it much higher where you could stand up, or was it all about lying down? Because as it looks now, and I don't believe it's true, everybody would have had to lie down. So these corner and the middle is the major military captain or whatever. He sits in the middle and yells at the other dudes. Why they built this to lie down and aim guns at people below, I don't know. And if it wasn't guns, it was arrows. And if it wasn't weapons, then why they built this, I still don't know. Now, could it be a big burial site? Well, here's the problem. Why is it so straight? I'll go back to the map, and we'll talk about it from the map. Because when you look at the map, and the map is here, you notice right away that it has a French fort shape to it. It's right here. So as you can see, these group of trees... Okay, now I should probably talk about that, because I went to the center. You can easily see the buildings here, the houses. Actually, that's the mountain center, and this is the buildings we passed. And that was a actual stone building, and then there were these other buildings that made it look like a horseshoe. But to be honest, it's really not the same time, so it wasn't the original design. And we drove past it. We went over this way, and I think you can see the road right there. That's the road. It's just a dirt trail, barely visible. But we could see it, so we could follow it. Now the thing was, as I followed it over to these trees here, I saw and the trees aren't so tall, but they were kind of magnificent looking. They distracted me, and I said to myself, well, I know that the castle's not here, so we need to turn right. And so we turned right, and we went down, and we got down way down here. And I'm like, okay, I saw something. And I'm like, go take a look at that. Maybe this thing with this white stuff. Maybe that. Or maybe something else that was white. And we went down here, and then I looked at the GPS, and I'm like, no way. We're way off course. Turn around, and we started just going straight north. And that's when I could see something at the top of a hill. I saw the edge. It was obviously flat, and it was obviously dark at the top. Now here it looks jagged, but because I was driving, I was approaching it from this direction, I could just see a flat line. I'm like, oh, that must be it. Go up there. And that's what we did. And that's what they did. So, hi there. Nice to see people. Oh, echo. How's the echo now? Are the echoes on when the video, or is the echo on now? Because I changed my microphone. There should be no echo right now. Delia, I want you to tell me if there's an echo. Okay, you can't dig. You can't dig. How's the echo? Okay, so yeah, let's go back. I'm going to keep talking with or without the echo, because really I want to get the video out. So we're looking at this structure, and what I was saying was, that's got to be military more than it is religious. It's got this fortress name added, by the way. These guys gave the name fortress. I like it because it's not a castle, but it's built to protect of something. What? I don't know. I really don't. But the fact that it's here, it's almost like military practices. Like they're just practicing. Like it wasn't serious. They built the fortress and they're just like for practice. Like they were training. I really don't know. Nice to see you guys. Let's see. How's that echo? Only video echoes. Okay, well what I'll do is I'm not going to play the... Okay, I'll move the... I've got the speaker for the video. I'll move it farther away. Because I don't... You know why there's an echo? Because I believe the echo is because I have the setting on OBS. I should probably mute it here. How do I mute it? Right, like that? Okay, let's see if there's an echo now. I bet you that's it. Let's try it out. Okay, let's watch more of the video. And we're going to see the castle, and we're going to see my reaction to the castle. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I turned it all the way up. I'm holding the speaker. I'll check your comments in a minute or a second about the possibility that it doesn't sound good. But I believe I know why that echo happened. I was thinking about that. It's because I had it from two sources simultaneously. Here we go. Let's do it. They had walls here. It looked like a French fort, but it's just rocks. The little house in the middle that we've been looking at all this time. Okay, so I'm going to check your comments. Is there an echo? There's still an echo. Slight echo, not bad though. All right, well, it doesn't matter because you're going to hear me whining about rocks. So what I have to say doesn't matter. But what I'm also noticing is a lag, and that's not good either. So this is 4K, and that's a problem if I'm doing it like this. So I'm going to make it a little smaller. So let's find it. And let me just make it a little smaller like this. Not that. Let's put it like this. And we'll put it in the middle like that. And as far as the chatting goes, I think I'll keep that open in the background. Let's pop it out and let's put it over here. Yeah, that's good. We'll just move it right about here so I can see the comments. Like this. Right? Alright. Let me keep it going, and I'm just going to keep the sound far away, and I'm going to let it keep going. We've got it's a 6-minute video, and I don't mind showing the whole thing right now. So I'm going to make it a little bigger. And I'll keep my eye over here on the right, and I don't know, let me just, because it's about the 4K lag. There's two kinds of lag. I'm sorry, I better keep it a little smaller. Just because I want this out there, but I don't care about the 4K. So let me do this. And we can move this over a little bit. I know that's chicken shit, but I just want it to be not lagging. So let's see if that helps. I'm going to go back because I might see a difference. We'll see. This is the castle. It's just rocks. They had walls here. It looked like a French fort, but it's just rocks. The little house in the middle that we've been looking at all this time. I mean, you can see that it's barely even the shape of the castle. This is exactly what it looked like over in Huading. The tooth walls, what I call the tooth walls. No, this certainly wasn't Poseidon's house. This isn't even a fort. This certainly wasn't Poseidon's house. It wasn't even a fort. So yeah, I'm whining, but so as you can see, one thing I did not expect was you really do see the rock mountaintop right there. So when they built the castle, and let me maximize it now because we're not playing it. When they built it, now this is inside the castle. There's like one of the middle buildings. I'm pretty sure we can find that online very easily. But what you can't see is this surface is really, really almost untouched. Like all those years, they really only cared about the wall. They didn't really care about like living there, like having livestock running around. I don't know. Maybe there was soil, but it wasn't much deeper. Otherwise, there wouldn't be all these rocks. This is natural. I'm not saying that it hasn't been touched, but it's natural rock. It's a pattern of like shattered igneous. I don't want to say lava because it doesn't look like Hawaiian lava rock. All these people saying lava. I mean, it's the same rock that you see right here, and when you look at that, you can see that it doesn't look like lava. It doesn't have the pores. It's not porous like lava. So it's slate. It's like it does have a tone. If in my other video you could ring this, you could hit it and it would give you a note, a clear note. And it's very clear if you go to my other video and listen to that. The one about the straight canals. It was about 2/3 in, where I showed you the video of me ringing. And here you can see the Richat structure. This is clearly the center, but way out there, that's the second ring out. And it's nice, and you would never know. And even if you put those guys got their they got their drone up pretty damn high, and you can see the rings. But standing on a cliff, you wouldn't be able to tell. That drone went up almost a kilometer, I think. Maybe not so much, but you can see they're over there at Atlantis together. You can see what they did. And I'm just telling you, even if the castle, you'd have to go up 100 feet so you could see the whole castle. If you want to see the whole center island, you're going to have to go up 1,000 feet, if not higher, depending on your lens. And you don't want some fisheye shot. Okay, I'm going to stop talking and let you watch the video. I'm going to turn my volume down a little more. Let me see the comments and see if it's still echoing. I moved the speaker far away. Where was I? Here? Here? Okay, definitely a marker. Okay, there's still an echo. I already read that. I know, welcome to live chat. And look at this guy, loveface.xyz.online strips. Obviously, those guys subscribe to me so they would know when I'm doing something. I'll just keep it turned down. We'll go from there. I'm going to kind of enlarge it. I haven't seen any lag. We'll see. Here we go. I was going to pull the drone out for this, but to be honest, I've seen enough rock. Okay, honestly, I'm lying right there. I didn't know what else to say. That's not true. I did try to pull the drone out, but it failed me. Okay, and I actually have video of that happening to me. I don't want to talk about it. So there we are, looking at the rest of the Richat structure. So I know that's a rock field out there, and it's a rock field inside. And if you look at it, you'll see there's not much difference. So the whole castle was just like a really quick, no mortar. I don't know how deep it went. They probably piled up the rocks and they dug holes right there, and they dug straight down and pulled rocks out, and that's full of sand now. And the reason why we don't see rocks is because they've pulled them all out. So they're like foxholes. So what I used to refer to as the tooth wall is now more referred to as a foxhole fortress. Yeah, it's a wall, but did they even have guns? This could be, sorry if you heard that. This could be about 1,000 years old. And why do I say that? Because I feel like the same construction is the construction you see in Wadang. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you've got to go into my channel and look at the video I did of the Wadan ancient town, the ruins of Wadan, because these stone buildings were built probably by slaves. We're talking about, if not slave trade, we're talking about people being forced to build that. I mean, that has, Michael Tellinger says that one of his gold circles has 500,000 stones in it. Well, the Wadan town, you can go into my video and look for it yourself, probably has 1 billion stones. And if you think I'm joking, look first and then say it. Because, or if you think I'm wrong, I think it's easily 1 billion stones. Because you could find 1 million stones in a very small area. And then if you include the stones that are in the ground that haven't been touched, and you've got your fair share of those over in Wadan, and you've got your fair share of those across the entire Adrar Plateau, you can easily conclude that those stones have been there for a very long time. 12,000 years? I think, if not, probably over 12,000 years. So that leads a good question about this whole Atlantis theory, because this area was supposed to be plush. Yeah, it's not a troll. I don't call... Who's the troll? Loveface? He's not a troll. He's a bot. He's a bot. Well, we don't know. Ultra Picture Studios. It's covered by sand. What's covered by sand? These foxholes? Yeah. Anyways, it is very old. If you looked at my videos of Wadan, I'll show you one right now. Well, no, after this. I have all the videos lined up. I can show you some very quickly, and all you have to do is chat me up and let me know. Most of them, well, I think that I posted a lot of videos because I don't like to edit, and that's why I'm doing this tonight. It's 8:14. Thank you for that thumbs up. I just saw it. I just saw it go from 2 to 3. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm staring right at it. Please thumbs up. Please thumbs up. Please thumbs up. It's got a thumbs up! All right, let's play this more. I don't really want to bore you with my hostilities, my microaggressions. It's just stone. My whining. Instead of me whining now, you can see me whining back then. Let's get the date this was taken real quick. Okay, it was 55. Let's look at the properties here and find out the date. According to this, it was January 27th, Thursday. And it says 10:13 a.m. I think that time is a little bit off. It may have been the afternoon. Actually, 1 o'clock is very reasonable. Because I want to tell you, and I'm going to show you now. I should have shown you earlier, and I'll just show you now. To get there, I had to leave Wadan. Wadan is here. The Puits Fortified, I have to be honest, I didn't even go to that part. I was over here on the corner, and I was entertained enough by rocks. And when we left, my hotel was over here. I walked from here to here. It's a very short distance. From here to here, it's a third of a mile, even a quarter of a mile. Okay, very close to the hotel. And I knew the corner here had stuff. I didn't realize that Puits Fortified, and look at that name, fortification, right? That's the same word that the guys are using who did the 3D. So we took this road right here. You can see it. My hotel's there. And I said, F this, we're going. Let's go. One truck. Well, you might need a guide. Well, you might need this. Well, no, let's go. I'm tired of this. If you're willing, I'm willing. Let's go. So we drove out this way. We came down here. And we came down here. Now, right there, there's a lot of rocks on that edge right there. There's rocks everywhere. And if you think they're man-made, you're crazy. Because it's no way. Even though sometimes you see things that could... Oh, look. Because when I was looking at this, I wanted to fool myself and say, oh, look, that used to be a created fortified wall there. And maybe it even was at one time to keep people from going up the mountain. But if you're thinking all these rocks, no way. I walked all the way over here to the north. I walked all the way up here. And it was just insane rocks. I went in here. I went through here. There were no rocks. But you just go out here. And I went out here. And I walked this way. And there were just rocks everywhere. And it was like it just was unprocessed. It was still raw. There's the name of the place. That's marked wrong. Auberge Vareni is marked in the wrong place. That is not the hotel. I can tell you, I can eyeball it from here. It's right there. And this is where you get gas. It says bakery. You can get gas right there. I think that's important information. We went down the hill. The police station's right there. I had to stop there twice. And then we went by and we said we're off to see the eye. And so actually, to be honest, I stopped there. Oh, you know what? I take that back. I stopped there twice, but we didn't go there on the way to the eye. We came down and we went this way. We went this way. See, there's a hospital. Had no idea that was a hospital. Now I know. And there's Masjid Wadan. And you can hear that in the morning. The mosque is definitely having like a announcement. There's a bunch of mosques, and they're having their morning wars. So we went this way on the bottom down there. We went right there. This is where I shit my pants. I was going through the middle of sand, and it was all I could see was sand. And I knew that stuff gets stuck in sand all the time. Now, I thought, and I'm still curious when this happened, I thought I was up in here. I'm like, we got to go around this mountain. But it never happened. It seemed like we were fine. We got out here. And then where were we? We were in the middle of more sand. And I think this was where I shat my pants. Questions? Why? Why is it doing that? That's definitely... No, I think it was swept by waves. But I think the rocks there and the buildings there that are in Wadan... I'm sorry, I'm looking at the comment from Ultra Picture Studios. Those guys are... I'm sorry, those stones haven't moved. They haven't moved anywhere. And so if you were going to really think that this was an ancient culture full of water... I did hear it, one person told me Wadan meant underwater. All right, so I drove across the sand this distance right here. We went straight across. And if you think, oh, that's terrible. Well, no, this was not pure sand. There are trees. And I swear to God, out in the middle of this place when you're driving, you will see somebody just walking. Okay? And honestly, the total distance there is okay, from here to here, that's 3 miles. And from here to here, it's another, okay, so this is a total of 10 miles right here. Okay, and you're almost there. So it's a 10-mile run where you're really nervous. Now, I kind of wanted to go along the mountainside, and I wanted to discover new roads. Well, that's why I want to get back to this. This thing has the roads. It has the roads that are marked. You have to ignore the colors. Don't think that the colors, but topographicmap.com has the roads, and I don't know why they show this little fork, and if it really means anything, and then it comes back together. I don't know what that is. Is there people living there? Maybe, probably. There's lots of stuff. Now you can see this area here. That's called. I didn't see that. I saw some trees, and I'm pretty sure I entered right here. And there's a couple places to enter, and two of them are the triangles. Now, when you look at this, it just shows a mountain, so it's kind of tricky. And if we go back to Google Earth, you can see the triangles. Now, they're calling those I'm pretty sure I went through here, because you don't see the triangles there. The triangles are someplace else. And when you find them, I think they're calling them the Bastilles over here at Atlantis together. They call it the Bastilles. I think we can go down here and see that. Just double check. And now these videos are just getting updated. Like, some of them have just changed. So I really was surprised to see that video of the castle right there. But they nailed it. They got it. Okay, I didn't find it. Whatever. Okay, how are we with the chats? The name of Wadan apparently means underwater in whatever language it came from. Maybe not Arabic, but in the local language it means underwater. Now I'm repeating that, but I don't know. I don't have any sources. All right, let's watch more video. Let's finish it up. We're gonna find the castle. We're seeing the castle. Where is that video? Here it is. Okay, so as you can see, the wall is very straight. It's definitely some type of a military arrangement, but then these walls are not straight and they don't have any symmetry. The middle does have a passage in the middle of each wall, so you can walk right in, and that makes me feel like these were much higher. But then you start to see this little wall built out here and other stuff going on out there. It's like, this is just a mess. Castle at all. I'm sorry, it's not a fort or anything. You've got it. Okay, so this is the northern point over here. The thing that I was calling a toothed wall for all those years was barely a wall. No mortar. It's some type of a stronghold. Oh look, there's actually more stuff over there. It's just... Okay, so this corner here, I'm pretty sure that's the one corner that doesn't have the circles, isn't it? That's looking north. Let me take a quick look and just find out, rather than make the mistake of saying it wrong. Where are we? Yeah, that's it. So I'm at that point right there. That's where I'm standing right there. And this is not correct. We can change that. So it's technically almost from the other side, almost south. It's so off. Like when they made these lines, they made them straight, probably with rope. They probably had rope, but they didn't have a compass, and they didn't know the difference between. They knew the difference between east and west. That's the most. I mean, if you look at it, that's the most. If you go back over here, that's the most. I'm looking at my compass, the most western point. And this is the most eastern point, and that's the most northern point, and that's the most southern point. But what you don't have is the geometric symmetry that even matches in either side. I mean, they tried something like this almost matches that, but this does not match that, and then they didn't really have this point figured out. So when they built it, the people that built it, I mean, if they were military, they were probably using string and stretching out string really long and making sure that edge matched the string. That's all they could do. But they also had north and south and east and west, I guess, right? We can look at the other castle and see how that aligns, because I remember it not really looking that great. But I don't want to go searching for that other castle right now. So we'll see the okay, why retracted? Did you take back your message? Okay, I hope you took that back. Just tell me if you took that back or something happened. Say I did not take that back. I did not personally retract that message. If you personally retracted it, I'm fine. I just don't know what's going on. We don't have any wrenches in here, and I did have some people. Delia? Is it Delia or Delia? Okay, let's go back to the video and finish up. So this is the castle. And yeah, it's kind of disappointing, to be honest. Was hoping for a little more. Now there's two of these, but am I going to go find the other one if that's just like this? I mean, this is the tooth wall. You got something going on over here, and then over there there's a bunch of stuff. Like this is an antiquity of some sort, but I'm not sure what. That's it. That's the castle. And we can go over and figure out what's going on these corners, but you know, it's not for catching animals, obviously. It's definitely for having some type of a fortress, but what is this? It's a rock? Look at that. I even used the word fortress. So, and this is before I knew that it had been so named Fortress 1. So honestly, I think it's pretty cut and dry. I'm sitting here looking at this right now thinking to myself that it probably was for training purposes. They were probably marching the French Foreign Legion guys across this desert from these fortresses, from fortress to fortress, and making them. I mean, there were two of them. There was a third one that looked like it was really dusty. We could find that, and we could I always wondered why were the circles totally separate. Now I know. This sand here, who knows what's under this 4 or 5 feet? Is it full of sand? Is it got rocks? Is it deep enough for a man to stand? I don't believe sand is going to blow in here when you see no sand around it like this. It's all cleared out. So I don't understand how the sand got in there. But what I do know is there's no rocks in there. And it's definitely man-made. Okay, so if you heard my story earlier when I said I was coming back looking for the castle, this is kind of the line I'm talking about. It was quite apparent, and I think that basically what they're trying to do, these people who built this, is create a presence, I mean, that looks like, unless it was higher or unless it was lower, but I think you can tell by these rocks here, matching the ones inside, that it was never lower. These walls may have been higher, but if they were, then where are the rocks? I mean, they didn't just fall off, they're gone. So why would people walk up there to get rocks? If you want rocks, I guarantee you can get rocks anywhere in this whole place. See what the chatters say. A well, huh? But it's at the top of a mountain as opposed to the lowest point. Okay, gotcha. Oily foam. That sounds good. All right, let's keep watching. Well, last stop is over there. My driver doesn't know it yet, but that's the last place I really want to go. And by the way, so at this point in my head, I was still thinking, oh, I can go straight east. We're going to find a road. It's probably down here. and I didn't check down there. I kind of feel dumb, but I was like, when I got over to the other part, we were looking, I'm like, you know what? Even if we get down this way, I don't know the roads well enough. Now, topographic.com has the roads. So let's see what they would have said if I had actually known this. Okay? As you can see, there's no road. Okay, the castle's there. Now, you got these cliffs, and that's what I couldn't pass. But I could have gone through here. Now, if I had successfully gone through there, does that mean that I would have been able to successfully get through here? It doesn't look like it. Maybe if I had gone north, that's a cliff, right? So I don't know. There's a road over here. So I probably would have gone up and found this road. And then we would have maybe gone this way. And I would have known better at this point. I had GPS. It showed me. So I would have known that I had gotten through here. So that road probably would have been a little faster. But then we would have been over here. Are we? No, we're not out of the. We're not out yet. We still have one more layer. No, that's it. That's it right there. So we would have known once about here. There's no road there. We would have gone through here. There's a road here, I think. That's a road. And then we could have followed that down. It cut over a little bit. Let's see how close it got. Or if that's even a road. Because as you can see here, that's a river right there. So where's the road? So the road disappeared. Let's go see. Let's find. Yeah, so you can see the roads there. That went through. And it kind of turned into a... Oh, then you can see it go across over there. This is how you get to... And look at all those cliffs. So you really have to know your roads. I was just tired of guessing, and I wanted to find someone who knew. So I'm like, I'm not going way out there without a good guide. Because what I'm talking about right now is I'm talking about my next trip. Okay, now I wanted to get up here, but I couldn't see a way to go. And I didn't have the resources to tell me how to do it. Now, I finally met a guide on my last trip in Atar that said they could do it. And they taught me a lot about this area. There's a lot of petroglyphs there. And it's one of the more beautiful areas. What I want to see when I go there is specifically this thing right here. That's where I want to go. If I hike there... And why? Because it's the exact same width as the canals I just visited near Atar. So, what is that thing? Is that modern day flood control? It looks kind of like it, but I want to see it up close. I want to know what the heck that is. Why is it in the middle of a dry lake bed? Look at this. 10 miles. What's that? Where's the miles? 10 miles? Where was that? Oh, right here? Okay, yeah. And that was my reason why I got back here. I do want to say it was a very beautiful area here. This area was really beautiful, even though the trees were really nice. Like, if you could set up a tent in there, you gotta like sand. If you don't like sand, you might want to rethink it. Okay, let's see what's going on up here. Alright, so this video is running. I'm at the most live area. I just have the sound turned off. That way I can make sure I'm at the newest chats. We're going to finish up the video, and then we'll go to the next destination. Wow, we got a lot of work to do. It's only 3 minutes. Okay, I'm going to shut my mouth, and we're just going to do it. I'll stop stopping. I mean, as you can see, the castle... You know, I saw that door from the sky. I thought, oh, there's the door. This must be like 10 feet high. Well, okay, so actually I'm almost at the end of this video because I know that I go down and I just kind of circle around one last time. I run back up to the corner. I'm talking about the door right there in the middle. All of these walls had, you know, it's just funny that even back then that they couldn't straight. That's why these castle walls are so not straight. Because they just were for training purposes. This was a training ground, you know, and that's why they didn't really care. They built it. The soldiers that built it were being told to by their captains, the legion, the sergeants or whatever. These foreign legion saps, suckers, slaves had to build those walls straight because it was supposedly a military fortress. But they couldn't ensure it was 90 degrees. Although I'm very surprised that they didn't. Maybe they just wanted to use the mountain as well as possible. So they just chose 4 points in the mountain and made straight lines from those 4 points. So one guy's like, here's the north side. Here's the south side. here's the east side, here's the west. And they made 4 straight lines, and that's it. Some dude did that. But they followed some protocol, like they had a door right in the middle. And who's to say this wasn't so high that it couldn't be jumped? Like, I've been to Hadrian's Wall, and Hadrian's Wall is hard to climb up on, even though it's not a tall wall. It's still hard to get up on. As you can see, the castle, you know, I saw that door from the sky. I thought, oh, there's the door. This must be like 10 feet high. Well, there's only one more thing I can do to prove it's the castle, because I don't think this is going to work for you. Yeah, as I said, that's it.
That's the castle.
Look at that tree.
Let's go look at this corner. This corner was the one that made me think it was some type of a weird animal place where people could catch animals. It's just that little tiny fortitude. This is the circle. I thought this was a big wall. I thought people were catching animals here. What's that? Why is that collapsing? I mean, it's like you couldn't even tell there were rocks in there. It looks like it's the same color on the outside. I guess it is. Yeah, here's the toothed wall. So basically, we were headed that way, and I saw that thing down there, and I was like, let's go take a look. And then I realized that's not it. That's not it. This is it. This is it. I mean, what it was doing up here and why they built it, I have no idea. It looks completely different from how I've been looking at it from up there. Oh, look. Goat poop. Look, there's a whole bunch of goat poop. Man, they must have let loose. I guess it's the tree, right? They're hanging around the tree.
Is it goat or camel? Probably camel. There's a lot of camel poop. I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to turn this down and keep it going, but I'm not going to listen to me talk about goat poop. But as you can see, that's the surface we had to go across. And driving across that wasn't unheard of. I do think that it would have been, look at that one. That rock over there on the left could have popped the tire. Maybe not. But he seemed pretty confident that, and now I went back and I tried the GoPro, and I'm sorry, the drone. No, I went back and got the Nikon. I've got more footage of this. I used the GoPro and the Nikon. Where's the other one? Okay, so this is over. I left that jacket in Africa. I'm tired of that jacket. All right, no chats? Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go back and make sure I have another video lined up. That's 55. 55, and then, what is this? Okay, so this is on January 27th, 2022. And that was the 55. Where's the other one? It's not here. See, I don't think I even did a GoPro for the last one. I'm not sure about that. So if that's 55, let me search for it real quick. And that would be in these files here. Probably MP4? No. Well, probably yes, but down here. All right, here it is. 55. Where's 56? There. See? Let me just see what 50 said. No, we did. I uploaded this. We're on this top. We're just trying to get through. So I did not find. See, that looks like it right here. 63. Yeah, that's it. And 62. That's not it. We're still looking for it. So I'll show these videos too. Let me just shrink this down. But what I want to show you first is the Nikon video. Let me just make sure I can line these up. 55, 56, 57. That's these videos right here. Let me just shrink those. All right. So this is the Nikon video. 17 is, pretty sure that's it. We're just getting back up there. Now see, that doesn't look right. 17, 22. That is the castle, or is that something else? Let's do this. 17. It's got to be it. Now, I'm going to tell you, this sounds terrible. Using a different camera to document the castle. Okay, so that's the castle. I'm going to turn that down. It's really bad. Really bad. Now, where we are here is just a little bit of I took some pictures instead. I'm like, well, I already took all this video. I'm not going to do this again. But I took some pictures instead, and I have those photos. I can post those. But that's the east side, the east circle on the castle. Fortress number 1. And I'm looking at it there. Now that, I think, kind of tells you what it looks like. Okay? I thought that was a good shot, and I stopped right there, and I think I even went back and took a picture. It's not a very long video, right? I just wanted that one shot. There. And that's it. And so, as you can see, you're looking along the northeastern and southeastern walls of the castle. And you're looking in, and you've got a walkway there. I always wondered about that, right? If you follow the north wall, you'll get to a corner. There's no circle. But if you follow the south, you get to this little tiny nub. And that nub is just like this. But these are so large, and you're in there. Why? What's up with that? Is it like a tower? Are there more than one man in there? What are they doing? Are they using arrows? Are they just watching? Like, this is why I think it was training purposes. Because when I was in the service, we would be standing around in places like this, acting like an idiot, and not getting anything done. I don't see you getting anything done there. That's all I'm saying. Let me let it finish, and then I'll see your chats. I immediately hopped back out and like, oh no, I'm done. I'm done. And that's looking at the Richat. So no mortar, just basic stone piling. Walls. Small, big rocks. They didn't sort them. They just piled them. But they made them straight. Except for those corners. All right, let's see the chats. Where's the chats? Yeah, probably arrows. Arrows or just attacking and killing. Like I say, I think it was just like these guys had nothing. They didn't have no guns. I mean, who knows? Yeah, so that's the, and then I'm like, okay, we're going to go to the Henge. Okay, where are we on the battery? I think we're good enough that I can turn this off. It's like blowing this fan this whole time. I don't know if you can hear it or not. It's good enough. All right. So that's 917. And then 22, I don't know, is that still the castle? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You know, what I ought to do is I had to look at the properties just to make sure. Now, this is January 27th at 10:25. No, that's not right. But we're going to use it as a reference because it wasn't that early. I was literally still in Wadan at that time. So 10:25:47. Now, let's do this one and see what that property is. Is that still the castle? 10:26:02. That must be. Now, what about this last one? Is that the castle? I think it is, maybe. This is 10:26:17. So these are all the castle. Let's see what this one is. I don't want to even listen to me talking. The wind is so bad on these Nikon videos. I really made a big mistake. So that's one corner, and it's kind of like at I think we were standing right there, right? It looks like it's kind of at a shape. I totally recognize it now. And we're walking south towards, southwest, kind of, towards the southern point. And you got these big ass rocks right in the middle. It's like, well, how long have those been there? Those rocks are older than the castle. They've been sitting there longer than the castle rocks have been sitting there. Like, they just didn't bother moving them. Like, go get those big rocks and move them. Nobody bothered. Look at those. Those have been there for a long time. This is all natural. So the castle itself is more or less, in that circle, I think that the commander was there yelling at them all, making them do exercises and making them pretend like they were soldiers. Sorry, I should have moved the mouse. I'm not going to redo it. That's my backpack. And I'm done. Okay, one more. I don't know what's going on there. There's one more. I walked around. It's right here. See, and I don't think so. That's not the castle. So now you have a sneak peek at the next destination. Okay, now, before we do that, okay, where's my GoPro? So the GoPro was right there? I guess I had GoPro. We'll look at the GoPro first real quick. I just want to give you a little bit of background. So I was trying to go across there. All right, we're talking about the castle. And I was trying to go there to this spot right here and get from the castle from there over here to the second one. And it just was not looking good from the beginning. And I thought maybe we can find some other roads out of there. And I was wrong. So we drove all the way down here to the original location. We went across this ridge, and then we found ourselves looking at, and there's this spot here. This is not a mountain. This is a valley. These lines, were so clear, and this is what makes you know it's not man-made. It's magma. It's igneous rock on a great scale of magma. These lines could not be possible from man-made. Okay, those lines are natural, and they're very, very large. But I believe it was some type of a Carrington event that did this as opposed to something underneath the crust. And then we came out, and we saw those ladies selling stuff. And we stopped for a bit, but we were on our way. So I literally said, okay, there's only one thing we have to do. We have to go this way. I used my Google GPS on my phone. It was not high quality because it was literally the phone working with the satellites directly. There's no other middleman, no internet, and so it just didn't adjust well, so I couldn't zoom in and see like exactly where I was, which would have been a little cooler. If I could see this and see, I don't even see where the road is. Let's see where this says the road is, because we found the road. Okay, so there's, down here is the road I'm talking about. And so I basically followed this road here, and then I kept going. Now the road is very, very choppy, okay? Look, you can even see it here. You don't see no road. Now there is this line here, so let's just keep following it. That's the road. But really, the road was not always there for our pleasure. There was not a place with two wheel ruts, which is where the sand was. We would see the wheel ruts. Now here is probably my destination, right? And that's a little bit too high because I want to tell you that I went across from down here up here. It took a good 90, maybe hour. We did pretty well, honestly, but we from the middle all the way around was 90 minutes easy. The middle out here is only a half-hour drive, really. I mean, you can make from here to here in 20 minutes, and from here to here in 15, 20 minutes. And it's how, let's see the distance. It's this little inch down here is 2 miles. So if you go an inch on my, it's here and then here and then here. That's 3 inches. So it's really 6 miles you're going. I mean, honestly, I want to say this only took like 15 minutes. But I do want to reinforce that going around for me was tough. I mean, we went across. Now you can even see that plateau right there in a different color. It started to get a little higher, but it also stayed low, and I'm going to just show you in the videos. What I can say is, if you're looking at the rock color, the destination was this. And that color rock, the GPS was good enough to tell me when I was in the middle of it. So I knew, this is just like what I showed you. I call it the rock field, the landmine field of rocks that hasn't been touched. It's perfectly natural. And it's like sharp, and you can barely drive over it if it's tall. If it's short, you can get away with driving across it. Sometimes driving across this was a lot better than driving across this, for me, because I didn't like sand, because I knew we could get stuck pretty easy in the sand. Now then when you look at these brown over here, I don't even know what to say about that. Like, I'd like to go over and look at that and see what that looks like. Well, look at those straight lines. I mean, where do you get lines so straight? What's up with that? I don't know. I mean, are those ancient lines too? So, I don't know what to say about that. But obviously something was going down there. All right. I'm going to show you these other videos and kind of relax a little bit. We have comments. Thank you. Yeah, squads. I mean, it's training, I think. I'm going to say training from now on. So my goal was to go here. It's already been marked, unknown structure. The person that did that is probably somebody I know, but I can't be honest. And I saw these big, huge, what looked like boulders to me. And this is green in this picture. So I'm like, this is like a temple. This is like a religious place. It's not that same fortress, obviously. And then here's another one down here. And you see that's even more messed up. And it's got this big boulder here. Well, boy, was I wrong. So here we are. Let me just pull it up. Where's the window that had this one? Let me just go to the next one. This is the drive over there. I'll go quickly. I don't even know what we're looking at right there, but this is the drive, and that's Mars. And I posted this on YouTube. We have a little bit of a road right there. See the road? I mean, that's not just us. That's other cars. So we're like, okay. So we must have missed it or something, because why is there a road if there's no place to go? Okay, I already showed that online. And then we started heading south. This is kind of going to be a longer video. Oh, no, it's actually a shorter video. There's camels, okay? So I guess I showed this. I may have shown this. But it's actually pretty cool, right? It's a little choppy. What's happening there? I think this is GoPro. They started running. They didn't want to have nothing to do with us. The other one was like, you got food? You got food? Okay, so this is just inside the valley between the center island and the next ring, I think. I could be wrong. I think we finally, you know what I did? I think I put my camera away for a while and was just writing for a while, because I had accomplished my goal, so I was just relaxing. And we found ourselves back over there, basically the way we came, okay? It's basically the way we came, but these roads were a little bit on the other side of the island. We had to go around the island first. That's over. Let me just show you the next video. I don't know what I was saying. There's a mound. Okay, so this is, I thought this was the Bastille, but I was wrong. These are just mounds by the road. I think someone died there. You know, someone got buried. These are the sales ladies, and we did stop. And this video is very choppy. So it's definitely not a good idea to watch it. Let's see if it speeds up when I make it small. Even there makes it speed up, right? So I got out. I showed this already. Okay, this is the next one. This is where we're going along a fence. It's a very quick video. If you want to know where we are, we're like on our way towards the Henge, towards the next destination I told you about just a minute ago. And there were fenced areas. There were trees. It's looping. Is it looping? No. Okay, for some reason I thought I saw the same thing twice. This one, let's just make it big. There's that same fence. And he was smart to stay on the left, because if he hadn't, we would have been on the right and we would have gotten stuck. We had to slow down for slight little riverbeds like that, but in general, we could keep up a pace going. So that's way outside the Richat in a way. This is, of course, if you count the valley outside the outermost ring, there is part of that can be called the Richat. We are still in the Richat here. Plenty of trees, and I don't know what that is. Fence posts. There was a fortress that was down, that was really beautiful and very different from the castle. I got that fortress. It's coming up. Let's see. This is all GoPro. I'm shutting this down. It's right. I think it's right. It's right about here. Maybe that was it over there on the right. There it is right here. Boom, I found it. So this was another structure I'd found. Let me stop it right there. I think I got 2 videos of it. And as you can see, when you get close, it's all stone. Maybe the castle was supposed to look like this. But this house is in the middle of this yard. The yard is a wall. It's very beautiful. You can't see it. You can find it if you want on Google Earth. No problem. I found it. I've seen this. But I didn't realize that when I saw it. I was like, oh, crap. What the hell is this? And we quickly got up there. And as I said, there's a building inside a yard. And there's a door there. And they've got, like, I think that's wood. You can see the wood pretty clear. So that stuff doesn't collapse. Maybe not. Is that wood? Do you see wood? I think I see wood, right? So it's very inferior construction with this rock. And by the way, the rock is very flat. So I commend them for making this wall so flat. I think they may have broken the walls and the rocks in 2 pieces, or they were shaping the rocks a lot different from what I saw in Vientiane. Okay, so you really don't get a good look at what's going on in there, but I didn't stop. I didn't walk in there. You had that fortress up against the wall effect. I don't really know. I do think I stuck my camera or something. I looked at it one more time. It's kind of hard. I didn't want to stop. I wanted to get to my next destination because to me that was not mysterious. And to me, in my head, for the last 5 years, that last destination was mysterious. I still didn't understand it. I still didn't comprehend it. And I don't know if you know the answer yet, but we already know the answer. It's pretty simple. My eyes were fooling me. This is the next video. Just going across this dark part here. This is what I was talking about. That spot right here. How that's 3 minutes. That's before I continue though. Is like this stuff. This stuff is that material. And it sticks up out of the sand. It's definitely a ring. It's part of the Richat. It's part of the ring. But it's not up a mountain. It's kind of a little bit hilly, but it's not up a mountain. These are the mountains. That's the mountain. But these are not. And I think that those structures were built there because people hiked through here. They hiked due east. And then they built that stuff. I could be wrong. But I think I might have a point. Well, you say good condition. I mean, I should go back. Yeah, it might be arrows. So you consistent. Thank you for your comments. It really helps me out when I see the progress in the comments. And I forgot what time I started, like 7:30. So this is already 90 minutes. I really need to get through some more video. Yeah, so as I can see, you said that it looks in good condition, and that I still think is a fortress of some sort, or a stopping point. You know, you don't really have those fortress, the fortress ones that are older. I believe that one was younger, and I believe that it was more of a place where people could keep stuff, like a storage place. But the outer wall looked beautiful. I was just taking a drink. Let me go back to the video and keep it going. I want to get done with this. So as I was saying about this, when you look at the Google Earth and you look at that purple color or whatever that is that the dolomite? Is that blue because it's dolomite? I might be wrong, but I'm just going from memory and these different types of rock. This blue rock that makes this whole place blue. Not very much in Google Earth, but in other photos you've seen. I think that's because of dolomite. And if I'm wrong, please correct me and let me know the correct word or the correct rock. But all I'm saying is that material is what you're seeing right now in the video. Right here. It doesn't look purple from the ground. It looks brown. But if you can imagine, it must have that bluish look. And I'm not going to let you play. I'm just going to show you. So this was dreamy. You can even see the ridges of the road. You can see where previous cars have gone. I wouldn't say it's a lot of cars. Maybe it's just one car that was heavy that made that road, and the rest of them didn't even move stuff. I don't know if our truck made that indentation. But if you tried to follow it, then you found yourself down below, and then no longer there were no more roads. And so you're just driving, and you have to decide, should I go to the left? Should I go to the right? Which one's easier? it was pretty rattly. I do recall thinking, okay, now that we're off that rocky glass minefield, we can have a nice smooth sand ride, right? As long as we don't get stuck in the sand. But no, it was kind of jiggly, and I was like, let's get back up here. Go back up. So that's what I'm kind of saying here as I'm videotaping. I'll just go through here quickly. There's no surprise. There's a mound of something, some sort. I don't know if that's anything. It's kind of random, right? So I think that must be man-made. Probably a burial site. You know? I don't know. I don't want to say anything because I think there might be other uses for those mounds. Who knows? But here we are looking, and we're searching for that temple. Now, you do realize I've gone like 20 kilometers across bare desert, and we're not seeing anything. Luckily, the GPS was working and proving to me that we were going in the right direction. Okay, let me just find that next video, which is here. Okay, we arrived, okay? So finally, I finally stopped with the videoing because it was getting monotonous and I wasn't getting anything new. And then suddenly, boom, we were there. And I was like, oh, we were at the first one. I'm just going to play this. This is 8 minutes and 41 long, and it's the GoPro. So let's see what I was saying, but I might turn it off because I was kind of in a negative mood, and I don't want to be negative. Look, it looks like, by the way, as you can see here, it looks like there was a road going right there. At least 2 lines of rock. Like, that's where the cars would go up. So I really do think, yeah, this is the Henge. And the Henge is just another fortress. Let's hear. I'll just back it up and we'll listen.
Okay. Another pile of rocks. Here we are. This is, and I don't have my drone working, or I zoom it up. It's pretty windy though. This is the Henge. This is the Henge. And the Henge is man-made circles. I thought they were big, huge boulders from what I was looking at it, but they were.
Yeah. Okay.
Sand. It was.
So that's where I had a what you could say is some. Oh, sorry, I got hungry. I'm gonna grab some food. It was kind of a what do you call it? An illusion. It was an optical illusion. Because this rock, which probably hasn't been touched in years, and these little mountains that I already showed you many examples of, these dolomite-capped, shattered mountains, they went up there and they made these circles out of this stone. And they filled them with sand, I guess, because honestly, I don't see how the sand would have gotten up there naturally, just by blowing around. I don't think it would have filled up like that. So the point I'm trying to make is that I thought it was a big boulder, up to 5 meters wide or 5 feet wide or whatever. I found these big circles. I thought, okay, these are not rocks. They're just one big rock. But it was an optical illusion. I got tricked. Now I can see. I was blind. Now I can see. Here we go. Please pardon the whining.
Like this. So I was measuring these, I thought they were rocks, I thought they were boulders, and I thought that this was a green area. So we've learned everything I need to know. This is the Henge. If you go due west, you'll get to the center of the eye. As you can see here, somebody put up a bunch of circles and they filled them with sand. So we actually literally have these white circles. It looks like it's a different color from the rest. And I thought this was shrubbery. I always thought it was shrubbery. I think what we have here is probably a burial. Somebody did a burial here. I mean, you've got some squares here.
Well, now I don't believe that. If you can even hear what I'm saying. And I don't know if there's still an echo. I'd be surprised if there was, but I wouldn't be surprised, actually. Let me go to the chat. Right. So there you go. I don't know how many people are still watching. 5. But if you understand what I'm saying here, I'm saying I thought it was some type of a burial structure. But I don't believe that anymore because of the fact that it matches the castle. At the time, I just couldn't understand why these random circles were there. I thought, well, maybe this is... At that time, I was even thinking the castle was a burial structure also. But I don't think that now. I think it was definitely military training. And this as well... the weird part about it is I thought this was shrubbery. I thought this would be like grass. I thought we were going to get like the color made me think it was plant material. But unfortunately what it was is another tooth wall. And it's a fortress shape. You can't really tell from walking around. It looks to me like this in the middle is the same color as this out here. When I'm walking around, it's very hard to differentiate outside inside to me. But I don't know because I would have liked to have gotten my drone to take off. But guess what? They've already did it. They've already done it. Sorry, my English bad. Go over here. I don't know about seeing it take off, but you can go to the 3D version of this. It's down, I don't know where it is in here. I think it's right here. Who's that? That's a Visiting Atlantis video. Okay, so it's Project 3D. I clicked on it. We're going to go to Project 3D and take a look at what we can see. Okay, so it made me scroll down. Radar mapping. I'm not really sure how they did it. Yeah, where is it? See, I don't want to start clicking on random stuff. Maybe here. I don't know. See, it's a little... I'm sorry. It's a little... Okay, there it is right there. That's the whole eye. That's a 3D map of the eye. But there's also these other 3D models. You got to click there. I found it now. Bastille 1, Bastille 2. They don't have both Bastilles. They've got Fortress 5 and Fortress 4. And this is Fortress 4 right there. I don't know why. I think it's the most viewed, actually. No, there's Fortress... So that's got 256 views. And the next one here, that's the one that I just am visiting right now. Let's go back to my video. I'm not going to click on that, but it's there if you need it. Sketchfab.com, Atlantis Together. Sketchfab.com/Atlantis Together. So just go there and you can see these 3D models. This is the one that I'm calling Fortress number 4, and they called it Fortress number 4. Okay, now it's a little choppy.
This is probably like one of the burial peaks. Somebody got buried. So they put a bunch of rocks on top of them, and then they made... And all these little piles here...
Okay, so that could be burial. And there's a couple of reasons why that could have happened. I mean, look how small those rocks are. So you see the ones on the wall are larger than these small ones here. So literally, you're talking about odds and the chances of finding a bigger rock. If you're looking for big rocks at that place 1,000 years ago when it was a training site, or maybe 500 years ago, it was a training site. I mean, I easily believe this was a military training site. But that mound in the middle, the rocks are smaller. So maybe someone buried somebody there after it was a military training site. They're like, what's all this rock stuff? Maybe they buried people. I'll bury someone. And they did. But honestly, it's full of sand. So maybe it is older. I don't know where all the sand came from. It's not like it's a sand trap. It really isn't. Somebody went out of their way to put that sand in there. And I'm pretty sure it's not that hard. You just go down and get a bucket of sand and pull it up and pour it on top. So I don't know. I believe the sand was moved. I don't think it was blown there. Because if it was blown there, it would be in a more sand dune-ish shape. Not just between the rocks like mortar. So people are putting sand there, I don't know, maybe to make maybe it was covered with sand, like that one that I got on, maybe that. And it was for just addressing the soldiers or something. Who knows? All right, this is actually coming to a close because, as you can see, I was quite disappointed. I did a little bit more video. I got 8 more minutes here. Let me just do a fast forward of it because honestly, I was kind of like sad, and I was like, oh my god, this is also the same exact thing as a castle. This is the same exact thing. These stones, these stones. There you go. That really shows it. These little fortresses were built, but they didn't do the wall this time. They're just like, we're just going to do the individual foxhole, if you will, or stronghold. There's a big one right there. That must have been like for 3 men, right? It looks like it has a doorway, and they're all facing outwards, down the hill. And I think I'm pointing at the other one, and I just don't see it. I thought I would see it, and it must be up on a hill. Well, you can go and see the one that those guys did at Atlantis. I was done. I was like, I don't even want to go see it, because I know what it is now. It's just some more rocks. It's over there somewhere. So as you can see, this is not that old, and it doesn't mean I don't believe this was in Atlantis. You can go to the parallel canals that I just did a video on. They're more exciting to me now, obviously, right? Okay, so there's the truck. And I'm just kind of getting a good shot overall, because I didn't have the drone working, and I didn't care anymore, because I was like, even if I do drone it doesn't matter. This is obviously modern day. So I was kind of done with it. See the final words. Igneous rocks? What's that? So, these igneous rocks, definitely. Okay, so you look at these stones, and you got red and black and white. If you really cared about what Plato wrote, you have the colors. That's the one thing I can say when I was there. I noticed that. Not just the one in the center of the Richat, but yeah, all the stones, all the walls there were this color. And it made me, rang true with what Plato wrote, because it made me think about what he said about the color. And I never really took that deep, like when I just showed you a slide from Atlantis, visiting Atlantis. Those guys, I mean, they were, they made their presentation, but when it came to the buildings, I was kind of bored about that. I was like, whatever. But now, when I see them now, everywhere had this rock. So the question is the rock was there, but was there ever any soil there? That's the question. Could they walk across that and not touch rock? I don't know. That's where I might find myself thinking this place was in Atlantis. However, I'm just telling you right now, this was man-made probably about 1,000 years ago max, or maybe 800, 900 years ago. If you think French Foreign Legion, how old is the French Foreign Legion? That's a good question. Let's ask Google right now, because I don't know. Let's find out. How old is the French Foreign Legion? 1831. So that's insinuating if there is a connection with the French Foreign Legion, which there could be, but maybe not. But the fact is, that's only not even 100 years old. Not literally 190 years old. I mean, if it's that old, and we don't know. I don't know. I haven't done my research. More than 35,000 legionnaires have died in battle, often anonymously and more often in vain. The legion was created primarily to gather up some of the foreign deserters and criminals. Okay, so let's take this out of the picture and talk about the French army. French army is what I'm talking about. When did France enter Mauritania? Okay, so that's obviously...
The Guardian. In 1904, France established Mauritania.
Yeah, that doesn't work either. Obviously, that doesn't work. Maybe I should have... Did I say enter? I said enter. Well, whatever. It's that number is way off. I mean, I can show you older maps where France was in... 1904 was just when they claimed it. Okay, let's go to the chat, and then I'll try to finish up video. We've seen most of everything I wanted to show you. Painted. I don't know. I think that you see it everywhere. It's just too impossible. I mean, like everywhere around that is that same color. Except this is like the blue stuff. You can go in the middle for the red stuff, right? In here is where you see the the house, this one that they did on Visiting Atlantis. Where's that house? Right here. What Richat structure wonder known as the somebody messed up. Whatever. Where's the buildings? See, they're not there. Okay, they're over here. And there's like one stone building. You can see it in my video when I passed by it. It's right there. And you can see the color of the stone. And these are more or less tents. But the stone on that building, and I don't know if there's even any mortar on that. I think there is. I think that was built by some, who knows? Maybe this building's older than those. We never know. Anyways, it's all modern day. And to me, has nothing to do with any ancient civilization that was here 12,000 years ago. I'm going to just look at the video real quick because I know I'm missing something. And then we'll call this video ended. Where is the video? Here? Let's see where we... Yeah, this is over, right? This is where I ended it. The truck is where I ended it. Okay, and so the next video, let's see here, is getting out of there. I think I had one more. That's it. I'm getting the hell out of there. So I'm not going to play this for you. It's almost 3 minutes of Mauritanian music. And we're on our way out. I guess I could play that right now for a minute. But yeah, I don't want to waste time. I want to get out of here. I want to end this video. I have some other videos of that spot. What's this? Okay, so this is almost back. This is where we get stuck. We really did get stuck right here. And the reason why we got stuck is because he stopped. And he shouldn't have stopped. And the question is how do you get unstuck if you got two trucks stopping? It's just bizarre. You got to find a good place to stop. Okay, now here we were, I don't know where we are right there, to be honest. That's like actually a day later to me. I'll check that in a minute, but I want to get over here and show you this video here. I think this is still the castle. Oh, I guess I did stop. Okay, obviously I got to turn that down. And that's it. We have one more video to go. And this is the last one of the henge. Okay, so here we're at the henge, and I think this picture shows it a lot better. You've got the mound right there. And you just see rows and maybe even a road going through there. So who knows what was going on. And the other one, it looks like they stopped using it. I didn't see it except for the 3D. I don't know what I'm saying right there, but it's only a 2-minute video. One minute and a half left. So that's it. And I'm just pointing around, showing that's south. And that's where the other place is that I'm not going to go seek out. It was right there in front of my eyes. Honestly, you could probably point at it. I zoomed in. Maybe that's it over there. I should have zoomed in more, because I'll tell you what, it's cool when you get that zoom going. So obviously I'm not doing a good job of getting the henges, or the Fortress 4 now. Fortress 5 is older than Fortress 4 for sure. And that's pretty much it, guys. Let me go back to the comments and let's finish this up, because I think we're almost at 2 hours now. Oh, now I'm showing you more. So, and I just couldn't make my way. Where's the center? I honestly couldn't see it myself, if you want to know the truth. And by the way, after I was finished, and there's more video, I'll show it. I'll go through it, and I'll see if there's anything special, and I'll post it. But that was it. That's the last one. Any more comments? Are we finished? Well, I don't think the French destroyed any buildings in the Richat that were related to ancient Atlantis. I can only say one thing at this time. I've been there, and it's so vast and so large. If there were water there, okay, that's fine. I can understand the water part. But going above the water, if those islands were anything, they're just not enough. if that were Atlantis, my theory, and I did mention this, I should be showing this right now one last time. My theory is that these circles right here, and if you look at it in the topographic map as well, right there, the topographic map, you can see that there's no mountains there at all. You've got a quarter of the ring is gone. What happened to it? Well, I can tell you what happened. That's a comet strike. That's a strike. That's it. That's what took out Atlantis. If this were Atlantis, and according to Plato, there was a wall of gold around this island, and there was a wall of silver around the last island, and there was or calcium in the middle or something. Well, we don't see any of that. It was probably destroyed by time, but where's the walls? I mean, where's the man's? Who knows? It got blown up. It got taken out. It got taken out by a comet fragment, maybe Comet Inky. The fragments of Comet Inky penetrated Earth and hit here, and you can find it in other places. According to this, there was a string of pearls right here. You can find the Tamarit. You can find the one that's south of this. And there's just lines of cataclysmic possibilities here. If I'm right, then a flood must have washed away everything, or it was pulverized. At least we know these mountains were. Where are they? Where are those mountains, right? All right, guys. I'm getting a little sleepy, believe it or not. It's only 9:20, but I started at 7:30, so it's just under 2 hours. There's other pictures. There's other stuff. I can show it. Go ahead and come to I can show you really quick. I haven't done anything because I've been very lazy. I've got a Facebook page for Was This Atlantis? Facebook.com Was This Atlantis? And you can post stuff here. Unfortunately, it doesn't post it. You might as well just put it under one of my posts and show your stuff off. I want to see it. Or you can contact me directly. That would be where? I need to find a new page. Well, we have the Was This Atlantis YouTube, but you can also find me at my YouTube, David C. Hansen. And I also have my Facebook page. This is David C. Hansen. I'll click on my profile. Not her. It's here. All right, guys, I'm falling asleep. Facebook.com/David C. Hansen or davidchansen@gmail.com, or just subscribe to my YouTube channel and quote stuff there. That's youtube.com/David C. Hansen, but davidchansen.com will get you there. Have a good one. I'm out. Thank you so much for making it this far, all to the very end there. And I'm talking about you, Ultra Pictures Studios. Thank you so much. You are in the apple of my eye. I'm going to go over to Reddit. Come over to Reddit and say hi. This is a bot. That's a bot. Peculiar, I bet you're not still here, but we have 4 watching now. So maybe Peculiar's still here. Thanks again. Even if you're not still here, I totally understand. Ryan Hawkins, thank you for your info earlier. Delia is the most natural way. Thank you for your input. I wonder if you're still here. 3 watching now. I just lost somebody. I guess my message is loud and clear. I'm down for the count. Yeah, well, go back and watch the beginning of the video. I shouldn't have done that. Who was that? More trolls? Oh, okay. Those are my responses. Okay. Is that now? I think that's now. Thank you. 2 hours ago. Might be him, but it might be before I started. I mean, I'm sorry, not might be him. It's definitely 100% zero control. But I think I didn't get started for some reasons. I had a video failure earlier. But this seemed to be fine, so we're good to go. Thanks again. We'll just take one last look at the chat, and then we'll get out of here. Thanks again, everybody. IGTBH, Oh, Instagram. And then TBH is, by the way, TBH, to be honest. To be honest. All right. I would love to see a link. I put up, actually, in this video, my art is right there, the second. It's not so great, but I enjoyed making it. Let's put it that way. I enjoyed making my art. And this is some stuff that I was doing portrait-wise. I dare not, I want to click all this stuff up on the right, but I dare not do it while I'm live, right? Big mistake! Okay, so anyways, you can check out my art. I'd like to be an artist in my dying days, especially. Yep. Instagram, and the best you can do is give me a link, otherwise I'll never get there. I'm actually going to head to bed soon, because I think I'm a little jet lagged from my Africa trip. I'm safe and sound, but guess what? I'm going back, so if you're still here, let me be honest, it's possible you can go. I do believe you should contact me about my trip, and then maybe you can go with me. Have a good one. I'm outie. See you. I'm clicking stop streaming. Bye-bye.